and we are talking about finding a contractor. So, you know, I want to throw this out to our audience here. You'll be a little sample for us. How many of you have renovated? If you've renovated, I want to hear applause. Most people have gone through a renovation. Did you use a contractor? Applause if you use a contractor. Applause if it was hard to find that contractor. Yeah. Here's the thing. We want to talk about how to find them. Yep. The bro-laws are contractors. So this is what they do, Joey and Dave. So we don't want to make this too hard for them, but we want your help. How do we find good contractors? And how do you make sure that relationship is going to be beneficial? So first, how do you find them?
Well, you just call us.
Just call us.
It's just that easy, right? I mean, we're pretty amazing at what we do, so.
Now, even us being amazing at what we do, we may not be right for every homeowner out there.
Okay.
So even though we're good at it, we have a certain style. So you want to find the contractor that meshes well with you on a personal level as well as what they do professionally.
Yeah,
okay.
We like to tie it in a lot with like finding the right partner in life.
Yes.
Like when you're getting into a renovation, if you're spending a lot of money on that, you're hopefully signing a contract, an agreement. So you want to go on a couple dates with this contractor, right? Like have them over to your house, get a feel for them, see how it's going before you get too far involved.
So let's say you found them. Usually it's a referral. Usually your neighbor had some work done and you say, how was your contractor? And they say the contractor was great. And you say, can I have the number? So you get the number, you invite them over. What should you be discussing in that conversation? Other than money. Money is a big one.
It is, and money should be your first. So you should really know what your budget is before getting involved with it. Know what your limit is. Leave yourself like 10% extra on top, just in case something happens in amongst there. But also like know the key things that you're looking for in that renovation. So those are the things you're gonna ask. Think of it as like an investment, right? Like a renovation really needs to be thought of as an investment. You're spending money on your house that is hopefully gonna grow for you. You're going to get that money back when you sell. So do the research that you need to do. You're not going to invest in a stock without looking into it. So if there's an aspect of that reno that's really important to you, then look into it yourself. So that way you're prepared before the contractor comes. So if they say something, you're like, oh, okay, no, you're wrong. You should leave. Or okay, yeah, no, we can mesh here. This can work. Yeah.
So when you go to meet someone, a potential client, if I were to say to you, can I have testimonials from other people you've worked with? Would you be ready to offer those up? Is that a normal thing to ask for?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely do that. And we have an online profile as well on one of the websites that you can go to so people can go and see reviews from our actual clients. Now, word of mouth is always better because you don't know whether you can trust those online reviews or not. So if you have that word of mouth referral for someone that you know, then obviously that makes it a lot easier.
But a lot of the websites also verify that it is an actual review. So I can't get my mom to write a review for us or my sister to be like, oh, they're great, you're gonna love these boys. They're gonna actually verify the fact that it is. So using a reputable website that has reputable reviews is great. And even social media. I mean, like we're on Instagram and we show all of our projects, whether we make a mistake on something or do an amazing job. We're showing it. And we wanna show our personality because at the end of the day, that client, we're gonna be in their house, in their space, and they need to feel comfortable with us. So if they know that we're gonna be singing on the job site, then they're ready for us to be singing on the job site.
That's what you get.
And I don't got the greatest voice.
Not singing well on the job.
In that contract that we signed together, it probably has a time limit, doesn't it? It probably doesn't say this is going to be done in 3 months or this is going to be done in 11 weeks or 6 months.
And we try to leave out a time limit. We're going to tell you overall how long it's going to take, but you never know what you're going to run into. We've had renovations where all of a sudden the clients changed their mind and wanted something different or specific for it. And then that's a special item that's going to take 2 to 4 weeks to order in.
For sure.
Or, or a permit or something comes into the way and it just extends the length of the project. That's where communication is key. So like in a relationship, you want to communicate with your partner. The contractor needs to communicate with the homeowner every step of the way.
And constant communication, right? This is why you keep coming in there and there's no counter.
Absolutely.
Like we're waiting for this to be done before we can bring the counter in. Okay, so what if I decide halfway through, I can't take Dave singing anymore. So the relationship, something happened and I'm not happy anymore. What do I say to you?
This is where it gets sticky, because a breakup, like in a relationship, is very sticky as well in the contracting and renovation world. So hopefully you have a contract in place that lays out, if they're not meeting the requirements of that contract, it makes the breakup a little easier, because then it's easy to say, listen, you signed this and said you would do this and you're not doing it. That definitely makes it easier, but either way, it's going to be an awkward conversation, especially if you're already halfway through the project.
Yeah, because that contract's there to protect the client and the contractor both. So, I mean, you can get a lawyer involved if you do have that contract, or if it's just before you've signed that contract, you're feeling uneasy, then back out before you even get started, right? So it's better to cut ties before you've signed that and money has been exchanged.
What if you don't like a client? What if you decide halfway through, they're very picky, they change their mind constantly, we're going to be way over budget, this is going to take us way longer. Can you get out?
Not really.
Those are the nightmare stories that you hear, right? Where they cut and run. We don't do that.
And you can't, because of how everything's so referral based, you have to, no matter if you're losing money on the project as a contractor, you have to give an amazing job at the end of the day, because they might refer you to a friend, or then you'll have a better experience and a better job with that. So referrals are everything. You gotta put your chin up and just do a good job for them. Contract first, and that's going to establish good guidelines. Look online and on social media if you're looking for a good contractor, and then you're kind of stuck with each other, so enjoy. It's very good.